Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. And I am going to go ahead and dedicate this rundown to my beautiful daughter, Ruby, who is an incredible traveler. Let's get started with your rundown, Ruby. If you like the historic setting of Call of Duty World War II, you might be a little disappointed by this intel. New rumors have come in about the next Call of Duty deployment. The new game will apparently be a fourth entry in the Black Ops series, and instead of being set in the past, it will tell a new story set in the present day. This means the game will likely have the same grounded and realistic tone that made World War II such a hit, but without the popular historical setting. At least the game won't take place in the distant future, a setting that many fans were tired of by the time 2016's Infinite Warfare came out. The Call of Duty games, thanks to their annual release cycle, actually have 3 or 4 different studios working on different games simultaneously, so this year's entry would have started development well before World War II was released. Given the success of that game, Activision will probably make a direct follow-up, although there will be a few other games in between. We'll get to find out if a new Black Ops really is one of those in-between games when Activision announces the first official details soon. As for what platforms, the game will almost certainly be on the usual PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and there are reports that it will also be released on the Nintendo Switch, making it the first game in the series to invade the platform. Being able to play Call of Duty on a handheld system like the Switch would be pretty cool, so we'll let you know. The new game, whatever it is, will deploy this holiday season. Cheaters have been given a little bit more time in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Developer Bluehole has delayed the game's new anti-cheating measures. They were supposed to go online last night, but writing on the game's official blog this morning, the dev team says the measures have been delayed, and at the time we're filming this, they haven't given a new release window. The new anti-cheating measures basically block unauthorized third-party programs from accessing the game, which means cheaters won't be able to transform game files to give themselves an unfair advantage. The downside is that some legitimate programs like reshaders that enhance the graphics will be going offline as well, and Bluehole is also disabling Steam Family Sharing, saying that it has too many vulnerabilities that have been exploited by hackers. These new anti-cheating measures come as part of Bluehole's plan to start cracking down on cheating. Last month, they banned more than 1 million suspected cheaters and are even working with law enforcement in various countries to have some of those cheaters arrested. This is always a problem in online games, so hopefully their anti-cheating initiative pans out. It looks like online players will really be able to cowboy up in Red Dead Redemption 2. Rumors about the new game's multiplayer component have apparently been leaked, and it's sounding like there will be a lot for players to do. Citing unnamed sources, the website Trusted Reviews claims that the online mode will be heavily inspired by the successful online component in Rockstar's last big game, Grand Theft Auto V, with a separate online world that's distinct from the main game, but with the same open-world map. Players will be able to team up and access different PvP modes and multiplayer missions from within that online map, only this time around, everything will be a lot more realistic. For example, Trusted Reviews claims that the NPC characters you encounter will be more lifelike and distinct, with unique traits and activities depending where they are and the time of day. You'll also be able to control a wider variety of vehicles, including carriages and minecarts, and there will be more side activities like fishing, farming, and crafting. As for PvP modes, they sound pretty similar to the ones in GTA Online, and the site claims there will even be a Battle Royale mode inspired by Battlegrounds, similar to the ones that were added to GTA Online last year. Keep in mind that almost nothing about the multiplayer in Red Dead Redemption 2 has been officially announced. All Rockstar has said for now is that the game will have multiplayer, so we'll have to wait to find out official details. The game will launch worldwide on October 26th. We've got some disappointing news to talk about from Dead Rising developer Capcom Vancouver. The studio, formerly known as Blue Castle Games, has suffered big layoffs, with reports indicating that anywhere from 30 to 50% of the studio has been let go. Capcom Vancouver has developed all but one of the Dead Rising games, and the layoffs come amidst reports that Capcom has scaled down the scope of the unannounced next game in the series and also canceled another unannounced project that was supposedly in the works at the studio. We've long been fans of Capcom Vancouver and have visited the studio several times over the years, so we wish all those affected the best of luck. We'll let you know when we hear more about the future of the studio and the Dead Rising franchise. It looks like Amazon has a very barbaric new TV series on the way. The company is working on a new Conan the Barbarian series exclusively for their Amazon Prime streaming platform. Deadline reports that the show will take the character back to his literary roots, with stories and locations based on the original Conan novels by fantasy author Robert E. Howard. The Conan books and serials were first published in the 1930s and are more violent and edgy than most sword and sorcery tales. There have been several adaptations over the years, most notably the 1980s movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, and there's no word yet on who might play the new version of Conan in the Amazon series. It's worth pointing out that there was a planned new Conan movie in the works a few years ago, which would have returned Arnold to the role, although the talks fell apart.
Enough talk!
Hopefully the Amazon series has better luck and is able to crush its enemies.
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, they hear the lamentation of their women.
Fantasy shows are obviously very popular right now thanks to the success of HBO's Game of Thrones, so the new Conan adventure could be a big hit. Amazon is also working on a Lord of the Rings series based on the original works of J.R.R. Tolkien. Expect that in the next few years.
Blather, you fools!
And that does it for us today with the Rundown. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new episode for you. But in the meantime, we've got lots of other content for you to explore. And if you dig it, hit subscribe, that little bell, and if you're so inclined, that sponsorship button too.